Want to grow on TikTok? Join our agency for support with expert mentoring, stream protection, and audience growth. It's time to level up. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to join today.
Eamon Khan here for Seconds Out. Pleasure to be joined by Will Anderson, who is making his Misfits Boxing debut on April 12th. Will, good to see you. How's life treating you?
It's really good, mate. I'm feeling strong, feeling fit, ready to do an absolute job on Jordan. I think you'll be seeing little Perry picking his teeth off the floor come April the 12th. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to show what I can do.
I can tell you're excited. Who is the team that you surrounded yourself for this fight?
So I'm fighting out at Churchill's boxing gym. It's a pretty well-known gym in the middle of London. Got great coaches, Sam Mullins, who's helping me. So yeah, I'm very well equipped and well prepared. So he's going to be in for a shock.
Yeah, being on Love Island, you have to be in some form of fitness, but being fighting fit is a different thing. What have you seen from the differences of being fit and fighting fit ahead of the fight?
Yeah, of course. Well, honestly, my whole life I've took quite a lot of pride in staying fit, but I can say for sure fighting is a very different type of fitness. But over the last 4 weeks, because I accepted the fight with 4 weeks' notice, because that's how confident I was in myself to do the job. And in the last 4 weeks, I have improved a lot, and I'm feeling the fittest and strongest I've ever felt. So I can't fucking wait.
I've seen you with the sweatsuit on. What weight is the fight at?
So the fight is anything above 90 kilo. And actually, I tell you what, when I accepted this fight, I was below 90 kilo. So that's another factor against me. But again, that just shows my confidence. So I've packed on the weight. I'm the biggest I've been, strongest I've been. So yeah, the fight's anything above 90 kilos.
Was boxing particularly big in the Anderson household growing up?
As spectators, not no one competed. We're more footballing family, but we got dipped our toes in all sorts of sports. I've done a bit of Muay Thai back at home in the northeast. So I've always had a little thing for combat sports, which has led me to where I am now.
Who were some of the fighters you watched?
As I was growing up,
Yeah,
just the classic ones. I mean, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and more recently Usyk. Yeah, just the classic stuff. I like a bit of Bivol as well. I really like studying him. I think he's really good. His style's amazing.
What would you say in the 4 weeks? Have you been able to craft a style of your own?
Yeah, certainly. I'll have my own style. Yeah, I think. It's my debut fight, so it's not going to be the cleanest of displays potentially. I've took the fight on 4 weeks' notice, but I know I can pack a punch, and he's going to need to stay out of that, because if he walks onto one of them, he's going to sleep.
So why Jordan Banjo? Why is he the ideal opponent for you?
Ooh, why is Jordan the ideal opponent for me? Well, I just think the bigger the name, the bigger the want to knock him out is going to be a bigger story, And he's the bigger the guy, the harder the fall. I think it's set for a great fight. Both debutants. I think from what I've heard, he's a decent boxer. So it should be a good fight, honestly.
You say from what you've heard, have you tried to put a few spies in his camp?
Well, I'll tell you what, I was actually going to say this, but I think he needs to have a little look at his inner circle, because there's someone leaking his sparring footage. That's what I'll say.
And what have you seen from the sparring footage? What's your take from it?
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad, but I think I've got a bit of an advantage, because I've seen what he's up to.
Fair enough. Are you coming out to is the track Blade and Races?
It's not actually, no. It's not. I've got my black and whites on though. I didn't want to go push it out too much, but I mean, if it had been in Newcastle, then I think I would. So when the next Misfits in Newcastle's on, I think you'll be seeing that.
Yeah, have you kept your eye on, of course, clearly you wanted to fight and you're having this fight, so to some degree you would have, but have you kept your eye on the Misfits scene and some names that you want in the future?
Yeah, of course. I mean, like I slightly touched on there, I'm not actually a heavyweight. So after this fight, after I smash Jordan, I'll be going down to cruiserweight, and then that's the sort of weight that I think I'll be more than able to take over. And I think the biggest fights are in cruiserweight.
You mentioned there about, look, you're extremely confident that you're going to come in and get the knockout against Jordan, but have you ever thought about the possibility that it might be you on the end of something big?
Of course, I mean, I can't underestimate him. You know, he's a big guy, so he's going to pack a punch. But I genuinely believe he's going to be too slow for me. I think I'm going to dance around him, and I actually don't think he's going to get close.
You mentioned, of course, you're from a family, a sporting family, and your brother is a professional footballer. Is he going to be in attendance on fight night too?
He will be there, yes. He'll be front row.
Footballers seem to really take to boxing. Danny Simpson fought. You get the clip of Rooney
Yeah.
a few years back that went viral. Wayne Bridge was going to fight KSI. Why do you think footballers gravitate towards boxing?
Um, I'm not sure exactly. I think everyone gravitates towards boxing. It's an amazing sport. I think it just potentially helps that they are in sports themselves. So they have a keen eye for it. But you are right. A lot of footballers do like boxing. But yeah, I think it's just down to the fact that it's just a great sport.
Does Elliot fancy a go?
Does Elliot fancy go? Maybe it's when he's retired. Maybe it's when he's retired.
There's a big fight that was mooted and potentially for 2026, that being Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, one of the fighters that you talked about watching as you were growing up. What do you think about the possibility of those two worlds colliding?
That would be a spectacle. That honestly, it would. I mean, I think Jake Paul could be in for a hiding, but I would take my hat off to him if he managed to get himself into the ring with Anthony Joshua for sure.
One of the biggest names, of course, at the cruiserweight division or around that sort of weight is KSI, who's now searching for an opponent. When you think about this scene, is that the number one priority, the number one target, that being KSI?
I would say so. I'd say that would be the goal. I think I'm not necessarily focused on the names. I'm more focused on getting to the top. So whoever's in the way, they'll be getting taken off.
I'll leave the final word with you, Will. Do you have a message for your opponent, something you'd like to leave him with before we close out this interview?
You're in for a shock, mate. You're in for a shock.
Looking forward to seeing you in action next week. Thanks for speaking to Seconds Out, and I'll keep a close eye on the fight.
Brilliant. Thanks, mate. See ya.
All the best.
Want to grow on TikTok? Join our agency for support with expert mentoring, stream protection, and audience growth. It's time to level up. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to join today.